My name's Andy Higgs. I'm from London, South London, and yeah, I like to collect records. I like to play records, and been doing that for quite a while. And normally I play with Graham Parker. Obviously, we do different things separately and all the rest of it, but that's kind of what I'm really known for, I would guess, if I had to sort of put the bio out there. We're very lucky. We've been residents at Chip Shop now for the last Chip Shop Brixton, I should say, and we've been residents there for about 5 years. I know that because we just recently had to work it all out and do a little bit of an anniversary. So yeah, that's the main place there. We play a range of music, even though we play in a venue that's predominantly associated with hip hop and live shows of that nature. We actually really play, of the nights they have there, we probably play the least amount of hip hop, I would imagine. So we do play in the mindset of hip hop. So we do cut up and we do try to go backwards and forwards with some of the original sort of traditional foundation stuff, but it's predominantly, I would say, soul, funk, Latin, 70s Afro, jazz fusion type of thing in that sort of building blocks. But we certainly, we're not opposed to dropping in a few heavy hip hop 12s here and there. But you know, and the ethos there is really for us. Speaking for myself, I'm sure Graham would agree, is that the ethos is that we feel like we never really catch up to our real DJ heroes in terms of that collection and back catalogue. But what we do, I think we do very well, is we take some of that element, some stuff's rare, something is not very rare, and bring it together with stuff that I think that a lot of DJs of our age group maybe dismiss is a bit of a strong word, but they don't dig for that, they don't go out and get it, so we like to bring it together.
My name's Sean Bowditch. I've just been a collector and digger for records since I was at school, probably 12 or 13. Started off buying sort of electro breakdance was where I was mainly influenced from. And it sort of just took off from there, carried on buying stuff, soul, funk, boogie, that sort of stuff and that. And then as time went by, I got sucked in by the rave culture of Birmingham, and which took the nation as well, really. So just started clubbing. I liked going everywhere, you know, all Hummingbird, all that sort of stuff, Porsche Club, all of those places. Moved on to all the big raves and stuff, just really continuously been buying records along the way. Never really DJ properly, never considered myself a DJ, just more of a collector.
Hockley Social Club. I came there, I'm guessing, when it just opened around 4 years ago, and I was very lucky to come and play there. I was invited by Pritt to come and play there this gone Saturday, 10th of August, and I can see a huge change. For example, I think they've got a room in there, Cafe Artem. I think when I went there, it was a record shop and a coffee bar. I don't think it's been like that for some time now. They moved a lot of stuff around. They're really going for the real good, high quality kind of food setup. I'm not so sure what was there when I first came, but it is a brilliant space. It really is a great space and something for everybody involved to really hang on to and try to keep that character. And by that, I think that it has a very independent vibe. It feels to be very welcoming, even though it is a very large venue in part. And I think that it's really good to be keeping that kind of independent aspect to it. I think it's a great place. I can see, looking around, that they've spent a lot of time and money on the sound system as well. And we were very fortunate to have great weather, great timing, and we were able to play in the terrace. So the terrace is I'd say it's probably a 90 to 100 capacity sort of sit down thing outside. It's fantastic. It is rare to be able to play outside or semi-outside in the UK with great weather like that. It's just a great experience. I think that actually terrace really is one of their jewel in the crown moments as well.
Hello, my name is Pritt Kelsey, and I'm a resident DJ at Hockley. I play there quite often. I've been there for almost 4 years. And this weekend past, August the 10th, we celebrated my birthday as well as Michael Richards, a belated birthday to Jay King and Cass. Well, the Hockley Social Club has been running for about nearly 4 years now, maybe 4 years, but originally they were the Digbeth Dining Club, and Digbeth is a very special place to me because throughout the late 80s and the 90s, that was the hub for graffiti as well as Sally Oak. It was a place where a lot of the graffiti artists that I looked up to gathered, like Cries and Juice 126. We used to always, I used to go there just to hang out. Some years later, there was a venue called the Medicine Bar, which was probably the centre point of everything fantastic that ever happened in Digbeth. That closed down, and then some years later you had a Digbeth Dining popped up, and that was an injection of new life to Digbeth, and it was based around street food, and so they'd been running for quite a while. They had DJs playing there. Every time they asked me to play, I was always going to New York. It just always seemed to be the same time. So when they opened a new venue, Hockley Social, James Swinburne, who's one of the partners who runs Hockley Social, contacted me and said, "Pretty, could you come and have a look at the venue, and would you like to DJ?" And I came to the venue, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. It was in the middle of the pandemic, and a lot of social distancing, but they gave me a free rein to play whatever I want, and I'm here, still there, almost 4 years later.
Last Saturday, that was the 10th. The sort of the driving factor behind it was Prick was having a sort of a celebration, and he had curated some DJs that were predominantly his friends, as opposed to people outside of that circle, so good friends of his. People where it's not just we bond through music, but it's more than that. It's more of a brotherhood, and like we know each other's families and things like that. So it was a lineup of people that really fitted that, and we had quite a range of people playing different styles of music. Some people were playing vinyl, some people were playing from Serato and Record Box. Some people were playing their own edits. They're mixing stuff up, and it's a really good complementary lineup of people. And it was a real pleasure to play with guys like DJ Sparrow and Cash, and some people that are moving in different circles. So we had Fade, and we had Monique, who were great DJs. We had Sean, who's coming at music from a slightly different angle, but played a beautiful set.
Last Saturday was really, really good. I had the privilege of playing at Prick's birthday party with some of his crew I'd never met before, some highly talented guys who I've been following over the years as well. Just really, really nice to have that honour to just warm up for them. I was just simply playing easy stuff because they were all the technical guys who really had the skill set after me, which was incredible to see. Really nice to meet Andy Higgs at the start of the day and spend some time with him. I've been following his events in London closely over the years, and he was just really, really nice, very humble guy. Great fun to be around as well. Hockley Social Club, again, was just like a perfect place for it. The terrace was just fantastic on the weekend. We got the weather, the people turned up. A lot of people turned up for Prick's event, and people were stopping in there for ages, which was really, really good. Really, really good. We all had some good feedback on the styles we were playing and that, which was really positive. Yeah, just generally enjoyed myself.
And I thought it was important to have people who were really, really special to me to play with, people who've been alongside me on my journey, and people who actually came before me that inspired me. So I asked those people to come and play. So I have a long-time friendship with Jay King and Andy Higgs. They're from London, really good friends of mine. They know my family. I go and stay with them when I go to London, and we do a lot of work behind the scenes together, filming events and just being around, DJing back and forth, each other's 50th and weddings. We play at these things, and they're really, really, really great people, really great DJs. The guys from Birmingham, DJ Cash is one of my best friends, and we've travelled Europe together, we've travelled the States together, we've been on this hip-hop journey DJing and documenting it together for a good period of our lives. And Sparrow, DJ Sparrow was my mentor. This was the guy when I was DJing as a young teenager, and doing parties in social clubs and events, wanting to be a hip-hop DJ and learn how to scratch and everything. Here was this guy that lived 20 minutes away from me that ended up winning the DMCs, who was actually doing everything that you can see those Americans are doing on the record. Those days didn't have a car, I was too young. So I used to get on the bus and go to his house and learn how to scratch and how to do deck to deck. And being too young to go into clubs, I just carry his crate. So it's very important for me to have him DJ for my birthday, because he changed my life, to be honest. He's the person that changed my life. So it was a real proud moment to get everyone together and let's program a day and see what can happen. DJ Fade and Monique came from Gloucester. Fade and me and Cash knew in the 1990s, when we used to spend a lot of time in Nottingham. There were a lot of jams going on in Nottingham, and culturally in Nottingham they had a strong hip hop scene, from breaking and MCing and DJing. Everything was going on in Nottingham for us, and so we would go there and hang out at a guy's house called George Mahood. And George was the catalyst and the man behind a magazine called Big Daddy. He lived in this house, and almost every room had turntables, and so we would go there quite frequently. Shock, I think, was staying there too, the graffiti writer, one of the greatest graffiti writers ever, really fantastic artist. He was staying there, and Fade, he would always be there. I've been interested and fell in love with DJing since I was a child, and from being amongst your school friends and playing records and putting on events, and actually then progressing to meeting somebody that will change your life and show you something really fantastic, becoming addicted to this culture, and then travelling to the States and being amongst some of the greatest DJs ever in the genre of hip hop. People who I don't know what to say about them, but some of the greatest DJs ever. I've been able to spend time with them here in the UK and there, and absorb everything that they were showing me, teaching me, and to be around people who really are passionate about their music. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be famous or anything or to have a big name. I'm in the circles of people that I've known over 30 years that have been collecting records, buying records, have a passion for music, and actually a passion, and have the skills and abilities to deliver on turntables. Now, I like to put people together that are brilliant at what they do and passionate, and I know that people in the space and the environment that we're in are actually going to appreciate it. Putting Cash on actually was a worry to do what he wanted to do, which was like pure hip hop, right? Because I've played at the venue and I do play hip hop, I do play a lot of underground records, right? And I really do not like playing any of the commercial rap records or the very predictable ones, but to have someone play a full set of like underground hip hop from the 90s in a way that everybody that's in the space absolutely loves it and comments on how much they love it. And we were getting comments of people saying we were going to leave 3 hours earlier, and we decided to stay because the music's amazing.
It was a great lineup, a really well collaborative, beautiful music, played on a really nice sound system, which really helps. So if you know anything about DJing and music, it's quite makes you cry a little bit inside when you're playing beautiful music on a set that was not really working very well. It's always an interesting one when you've got a lineup of DJs that are known for very specialist tastes. So one of the questions that I would say that a well-rounded DJ would ask is like, hey, is this a private event? Okay, so it's not a private event, but there's going to be enough of your crowd there. How's it going to be? And I think that that's always possibly one of the trickiest balances of DJing, is trying to envisage what it's going to be like with regards to the general public. So the idea behind this session is to have a people's interpretation, I would say, of what hip hop is. So that's a very wide spectrum. It could be depending on your age group, what you might say, for example, what do you think is old school or new school. But I think that we have a great mix of people who come at it from a slightly different angle. And what I think is really interesting is that we've got, say, a session running from lunchtime, all the way up until about 10:30, 11 at night. And I think that looking around, yes, it's fair to say that a lot of people are attracted to the venue because A, it's a great venue, and the terrace is out in the sun to a degree, so that's obviously going to be a massive draw. But I think people, it sounds, it's not one of these things you can easily measure, but I think for want of a better word, general public who are just enjoying the day can see that the people involved are enjoying themselves so much. And I think that is sort of, it leads to a really positive spin. And we've got people there that we've seen there that probably, they probably hadn't planned to come out that long, but they see people enjoying themselves, they're enjoying themselves. And just generally, if you're into music or you're curious about music and you're prepared to be led, which I think is, in modern society, I think that a lot of things are far more prescribed now. Perhaps it's easy to punch down on people of a younger age group, but I think that is led in more of a prescribed way, more playlist culture, not willing to take a chance on different musics. But yeah, I see people there that are there, are not associated with the collective, but they're there for a very long time and they're really enjoying themselves.
Everyone delivered above and beyond. It was fantastic. And so if we're putting on events again in the future, do follow what we're doing, and maybe that if we do another terrace event, come along and experience it. And it's happening all over the UK, not just in Birmingham, but we put something very special together that weekend. And I'm very proud of everyone that played. I'm very proud, and I want to say thank you to all those people who came in. They were there from 12 noon right through to the very end. That was a long day. So we didn't finish till 10:30, that's 10.5 hours.
Huge thanks to some of the guys who I've been surrounded with and fortunate to spend some time with up at Hockley, such as Pritt himself, Dean Smith, Sean Taylor, Andy Milford, Lee Fisher. Those guys have been a great help, especially it's so interesting meeting people like Flory and Rudders. The knowledge what they have is incredible.
I've got to thank people like Andy Milford, who is one of the lead programmers there at the venue, who's actually given me plenty of opportunities and support, as well as James and Jack, on allowing me to do the things that I want to do there and play the music I want to play, and allowing me to program events. Stephen Taylor, who is a very behind the scenes person, one of the DJs there too, but he pays close attention to making sure that the equipment's working, the details of what do you need as far as support from me and that sort of thing. They're very good in there. And there's other events in there like Fantastic 45s that I really enjoy. I do like to support Bonnie and EWD, because what they're doing together, I think, in the name itself, is fantastic. It started off a quite a dull day. We were thinking it was raining. We arrived at 11 o'clock. We set up our own equipment and everything, and so we were just wondering how's it going to go. Again, someone like Sean, who was dead keen to get on the turntables, and we, for all the right reasons, because we do suffer from anxiety, and even people who are very experienced suffer from anxiety. 30 years later, I still get anxiety to go onto turntables, even if there's people there or not. I do get that little moment, and so there was an anticipation, how's the day going to go? And very slowly but surely we started to see some familiar faces early on, the people who specifically came for the event and to see certain people in the venue. But the weather got better, it got a lot warmer, a lot sunnier, and as soon as Sean got about 30 minutes into his set, it all changed. His energy changed, and the energy that he started to present to everybody else, and you started to feel that energy, the spirit changed, and now we were all looking, this is going to be a good day, and it was a great turnout. As I said, there was people who didn't plan to stay, who stayed because they felt like, wow, we all like the energy. And I think that comes from the people who are around me, the sort of people I've booked who played at that day. They've all got good energy, they've all got good character. We're not trying to chase anything, we're just trying to enjoy ourselves and have a good time being around each other and good company, and it just turned out to be brilliant.